Hey y'all, it's Fancy, and it is season 2, episode 26. Free time and 5 ways to make the most of it. I hope you join me. Hope y'all are having a good night so far. It's midweek, and I am happy to be here. As always, we're both on Facebook and Instagram right now. Hi, Victor. How you doing? And tonight's topic for season 2, episode 26 is going to be 5 ways. It's free time and 5 ways to make the most of it. I have put an interactive poll up, and then the poll asked if you make time for yourself. What's up, everybody? So the question is, do you make time for yourself? Everybody, welcome. So tonight we're going to be talking about your free time and 5 ways to make the most of it. And so while we're waiting for a couple people to come on, I tagged a few people for 9 o'clock. But we won't keep you guys too long tonight unless y'all have some things that y'all want to talk about. But while we're waiting, if you want to share, tell me what you do with your free time. And tell me if you feel like you make the most of it. Hey, Kenny. Hey, girl. How you doing? All out there. Talk to me about your free time. And, because I have 5 ways to make the most of it. Do you make time for yourself? First off. And if you do make time for yourself, do you feel like you make the most of the time that you do make for yourself? Hope y'all are doing good. Wednesday. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. So I guess I will jump right in. Welcome to all the new people that I added. I hope you enjoy the show. And I hope you share it if you do like it at the end. Also, make your comments. Also, you can inbox me or DM me with any of your comments about the show. Anything you would have added or like to add. Or if you'd like to talk about something in the future for next topic, let me know that too. But we'll go ahead and jump right in tonight for season 2, episode 26. Free time and 5 ways to make the most of it. Okay. So Lala says she's either cleaning, being lazy, or somewhere drinking. So do you feel like you make the most of your free time? Since you do make that time for yourself, do you feel like you make the most of that time? Yeah. A lot of people will say that, but wait until I give you some tips on how to make the most of the free time that you do have. Number 1 is if you don't make time for yourself, you absolutely have to do that. That's necessary. It helps you remain healthy and young and vibrant. Gives you the most of your life. When you look back, you got something to look back on what you did. You enjoyed yourself, right? All right. Okay, so I'm gonna jump right in with our first way of the 5 to make the most of your free time is to get away. Sometimes you just need to get away. And I'm talking about staycation. Those have become very popular in the last 5 years or so, for financial reasons and whatnot. And also, because of people that have families or whatever. But I can tell you that if you plan in advance, there's all kinds of ways to finance your vacations. Vacation away. Just get away, even if it's just for a weekend. If you plan in advance, you can get really good rates. If you subscribe to the airlines or you are signed up with the rewards or whatever airline you fly with, they will email you a lot. I know Southwest Airlines is my go-to airline. As you say, I want to get away from my whole life sometimes. Don't we all? I feel like that sometimes too, right? We're only human, okay? So it happens. But what I'm saying is, like, I am definitely a Southwest Airlines girl. And so fly United sometimes and Delta, but mostly Southwest. It's convenient for me, close to home. Welcome if you're joining on Facebook, and welcome if you're joined on Instagram. And so getting away, you can get those emails from the airlines, and they'll give you all kinds of specials. I've seen flights as low as $39, $39. Cruises, you can do a cruise. Just get away, whether it's for 3 days, 5 days, a week, whatever. Just take some time to get away. Vacations are absolutely necessary. And, I say avoid the staycation if at all possible. You need to get out there and explore, see new places, and do new things. Do different things that you wouldn't normally do, right? Do those things, okay? All right, so the first tip, of course, is to get away. Not just a staycation, but to actually get away. And Lala says sometimes she wants to get away from her whole life. But you'd have to understand, if you don't know her, you'd have to understand that that's part of her comedy. It's part of her personality. So, but I think we all want to get away sometimes, right? All right. And the second way that you can make the most of your free time of the 5 is going to be by renewing whatever you're obsessed with, whatever your passion is. So say you had a passion for music or poetry or arts of some sort, painting or fitness, whatever you have as far as your passion or what you may have been obsessed with before and something that you always would go to is something you possibly should do. You should always go back to do that when you have that free time. And that a way to make the most of it is by doing something that you really enjoy. Okay, that's not just sitting on the couch with the Netflix, or movies, or vegging out. You actually need to do something with your mind to keep it active, so that you can actually make the most of it. It will actually help you, grow to learn things. Okay, and so anybody have anything that they like to do specifically? What your passion or your obsession is? You want to share that, like. Whether, again, like I say, it's music or poetry or art of some kind, or just reading or audiobooks or, anything that you like to do, puzzles or whatever. People do all kind of things that actually, continue to stimulate them, continue to help their mind grow, continue to put them on a positive path, right? I see you there on Instagram as well. I know, again, those first 2 things are actually getting away. Avoid a staycation if you can and take a vacation. If you plan in advance, you can do that. You can afford to do it because you can pay for it over time, or you can pay for it on a deal or a discount, right? Most cruises and stuff, they are booking, months in advance, if not even up to a year, depending on the trip or where it's going. Even if it's just for a weekend, necessary to get away. Get away if you can, right? Okay. All right. And so then the second one was to renew your obsession or your passion, whatever you're passionate about, whether that's music or you're an artist or you write poetry, you like to read or listen to audiobooks, do painting, anything that you enjoy doing, recreation, sports, exercise. Get out there and actually do those things and enjoy yourself. You have to sometimes return to what you remember being most passionate about. Some people like to collect sports memorabilia or cards. Some people like to put together, cars, or different, boats, cars, that type of thing. To small, hobby size stuff, right? Okay. Or even if you're like me, you like to play with, remote control cars and drones and stuff like that. I enjoy that very much. I have a little bit of a collection of that myself. Okay, so, depending on whatever it is that you enjoy the most, whatever it is you're most passionate about, I always say return to that so that you can renew it, and that will give you an opportunity to really make the most of your free time, right? And you're not just vegging out and not doing anything with yourself, not really gaining anything, not really enjoying anything, not really learning anything new. Take an opportunity to do something different, okay? And the third thing that you can do with your free time, a third way that you can make the most of it, is to relax with something repetitious, right? With repetition. So relax with repetition. And what that means is you have to take at least one day to yourself, and you have to make that sacred. You can even make your weekend sacred. You can say on Saturday and Sunday, this is what I do, and it's all about me. And, what's more important to me, my significant other, we're going to do this. We're going to make a plan, and our repetition here is going to be that we do this every Saturday. These are the things we do. We cut this time out for ourselves, or I cut this time out for myself. And this is what I do every single week. We don't change it. We just, we take this day out. We do different things, but we make a vow to, and Roderick on Facebook, we make a promise to take this time out with each other or by ourselves to do something, and we do those things, right? And that's what we do. Okay. And Naomi's crying. She wants to get up. All right. So then the next thing, welcome, welcome. Thank you for watching, of course. So I said so far, you know, five ways to make the most of your free time. Okay, free time and 5 ways to make the most of it. Right, I'm trying to stop talking all over myself, right? Stumbling on today. But the first one, of course, was to get away. Try to avoid a staycation if possible, and get out there and have a vacation if you can, or a vacation if you have a bay. Right? Okay. All right. The second thing that you can do to make the most of your free time is to renew your obsession or your passion, whatever that might be, whatever you enjoy, your hobby or things that you love, poetry or painting or any type of art or fitness or whatever you enjoy, bike riding, whatever you like, you know, whether that's, you know, or on a recreational vehicle, whatever you enjoy. And the third, of course, was to relax with repetition, meaning that this is something that you agree to do every week. You give this time to yourself, you devote it, and that's what you do. So make it repetitious, make that part of a sacred time for yourself or for your, you know, loved one and yourself, whatever, you know, your significant other or your family member, right? All right. Okay, so those are the 3 things out of the 5 so far. So the 4th thing that I will tell you to do is do not forget the fun. You have to have fun no matter what you're doing. It can't be like a chore, because if you make it like a chore or something that you absolutely have to do, welcome here on Instagram and Facebook, guys. If you make it a chore or something that you feel like you just have to do, you might withdraw a little bit more rather than, you know, enjoying yourself. So you can never forget to have fun. And Roger says that he loves to write. You love to write. Okay. Yep. You love writing. So maybe, you know, do something, you know, with your writing, whether it's, you know, a short story or a poem, or you just like to write, right? Do the things that give you pleasure, the hobbies that you like, whatever those things might be. Enjoy them. Don't just veg out and not learn, you know, just completely draw a blank mind and not, you know, do anything, you know, eat yourself to death or whatever, or, you know, make yourself sick. All right. So never forget the fun. Make sure that, you know, you're doing things, you're making new friends, go out, meet people. Welcome there on Instagram, guys, and Facebook. I see you guys. Roger said he enjoys writing. I see you guys. I'm waving to y'all. Hey. Don't forget to have fun. You know, make new friends. You know, go out with other people. Go out to lunch. You know, go out, make friends with people who are different than you. I always say that so that you have some opportunity to learn and grow. Bounce things off of each other. Listen to a different perspective. Make sure that you keep the fun, you know, in what you're doing. Stay fun. You say writing is your free time hobby. Absolutely. And make sure that's sacred for you, that no one is interrupting you or making you feel bad about enjoying that, right? That's what you got to make sure you do. That's important. Okay. And so the 5th thing that you have to do, that you can do, the 5th way to make the most of your free time, okay, is to make sure that you give yourself a daily regimen of self-care. That means that you have to do something for yourself every day, you know, whether, you know, you have to make sure that you do this for yourself every day. You know, a lot of people they have their nutrition or whatever, they'll have their daily shake or whatever. Well, that's nutrition, you know what I mean? But what I mean is that you're doing something for yourself daily rather than other than nutrition or vitamins or exercise. Exercise is very good and healthy for you. We talk about that as something to do. You know what I mean? I feel like you should incorporate some kind of exercise every day. You should do some kind of walking or something every day, because your body needs that in order to grow. Yeah, of course, there you go. The other half of the comedian there. He says, I spend some of my free time on the toilet. I don't know about that being free. I think that's more of a necessity, right, than freedom, right? But okay. I think that's something we have to do. We don't have an option or a choice with that. We have to actually do it. Got you, right? Okay. So something that you do daily, right? Something that you do daily that is for yourself, right? It's just for you. Something that you do daily. You know, one of those things that you can do, just actually a couple of them. One of them is you can incorporate into your daily prayer, something that you're doing for yourself as a self-care thing. So incorporate prayer, whether you pray once. Self-care is very important, Roderick. That's right. Whether you incorporate prayer, more than one prayer a day, more than one time that you stop and, give thanks or pray for something that you need, whatever it is, pray, take the time to pray, right? Devote that time. It's a daily devotional per se, right? Another thing that you can do is to take some time to sit and just kind of reflect on what has happened this week or this month or this year. Do this every day. Reflect, not too much to where you're overthinking things, but take some time to reflect on your day or on your week or on something that you read or something that you saw. Take this time to reflect on it, right? Again, another thing that you can do is, through your reflection, you can also journal. Like Roger said, he likes to write. Well, writing is a form of expression, and journaling is one of those things. You sit down and journal, right? Okay, and talk about, every day, make sure you sit down. I'll tell you that journaling, if you journal, daily, you can always go back on that, and that can give you an opportunity to see how much you've grown. Right? Or if you were having a tough time, during this time period, like I say, it might be, your growing season, you might be growing, at this time, you might be learning, you might be stumbling, you might be hurting, you might be going through some difficult things or a rough patch, whatever it is. Later on, when things are great, you can always go back and reflect. You can reread. And, if you think that, you just can't make it through something that you've gone through or something you're faced with, when you go back and you reflect on what you've already been through and you see that, when you see those things that you've already been through, then you can say, you know what? I didn't realize how strong I really was. I made it through that. I felt that horrible. I felt that bad. Hey, welcome, Spring Branch Steve. I see you there. Hey. And Gilbert, welcome back. Listen, so that's what I'm saying. So, you're a lot stronger than you are, more than you think you could be. And so journaling is a way for you to go back and reflect on those rougher times and appreciate where you're at now, or that you have grown so much. It's a way to show you progression, kind of like a progress report or growth per se. So this is something that you can do that's considered daily care. One of the 5 ways to make the most of your free time. Okay? Free time, you gotta have free time. Everybody has a little bit of time that they're not working or having to report somewhere or to someone, because sometimes it feels like we always have something to do, somebody that we gotta do something for, with. We always have all this responsibility and it can become overwhelming. So it's very necessary for you guys to remember that you have to take time for yourself, number one, and that you do have to make the most of the free time. And again, we can talk about different things that you can do to do that, and the 5 ways that I have offered up for you guys, I'll go ahead and sum those up, would be to, number 1, make sure you get away, take a vacation. Hey, welcome. Make sure that you get away, take a vacation, whether it's a short vacation or whatever. Try to avoid a staycation in this situation to make the most of your free time. It's okay to have staycations every so often because it's more affordable, and sometimes you really can't get away for that long, that you can take a couple of days at home and just veg out, and not do that. But what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to get out and explore. So you're wanting to do something different. You're wanting to actually get away and go somewhere you've never been, experience something you've never experienced, try to do something at that venue or that destination that you've never done, so that you can gain something from it, right? That's what you want to do. The second way that you can make the most of your free time is going to be to renew your obsession or your passion. Whatever it was that you were passionate about, it could be photography, art, it can be painting, watercoloring, any hobby like race cars, ATV, whatever it might be, writing, like he said, writing, going out, enjoying things, whatever it might be, audiobooks, reading, going off, to meet someone, to a daily. I have a man, an elderly man in our neighborhood that actually goes and reads to the children every week. He makes some time to do that. He's making the most of his free time, because he's actually expanding someone else's mind as well. Remember I said. So the third way I say is to relax with some kind of repetition. Hey, Brea. is to relax with some type of repetition. What that means is you carve out this specific day or days per week, or if you can only do a certain window of time on one day or more, then you do that. And it doesn't mean you do the same thing every time. It just means that you are committed repetitiously to that specific time frame, that window on this or that day, or that this particular day is for you and only for you. You have to be able to relax, rejuvenate, so that you can come back and be stronger, right? It's necessary for you to do that because life does that to us, right? It takes a lot out of us, okay? And the fourth way is never ever forget the fun. Whatever it is that you're doing with your free time, remember to have fun. That's what it's all about. You're having fun, you're making memories, you're doing something that you enjoy, you know? That's what's important, you know? Whatever it is that you enjoy, you're doing it, you know what I mean? And the fifth and final way that I offered was to make sure that you practice daily self-care, whether that's through prayer, journaling, whether that's through exercise, whatever that might be through, that you're doing something daily, you know, to take care of you. That gives you an opportunity to reflect back, you know, when times get tough, you're thinking that, oh, you know, I can't make it. Well, you can go and read your journal, whatever it is. You can say, you know what, I made it through that. That was a tough time in my life. I didn't think that I was going to make it. I didn't think I could, but look at me. I did it. I made it, right? I'm so much stronger now, right? Hey, Pastor, what's up? So I'm glad that you're joining. But hopefully, you know, you do take the time, because I have a poll up on Facebook right now live and says, you know, do you make time for yourself? Because a lot of us don't. We just keep on going and going to the demands of what we got to do. Always something to do, always something, you know, to handle, always something to call, you know. I realize, I'll give you an analogy, because I realized, and I have stopped doing it for the last 2 weeks, but I realized that, you know, I have, you know, we all have our things, you know, ladies, if you have a purse, or men, you have a backpack or whatever. Me, I have, you know, my handbag, whatever that is. What up? Me, have a handbag or whatever that is, but I also have another bag that, you know, I have important things in, you know, and that I have important things in that I carry with me. But I realize that I'm carrying this with me all the time, you know, every day. And I'm like, why are you packing this in and out, you know, every day? Do you need to use this today? You know? So I realized that, you know, being a creature of habit, you know, that it's not always a good thing, you know, to just kind of always be bound to something every minute, that, you know, every minute of your day you have to answer to something or someone or whatever. It's hard enough that if you have to go out and make a living as it is, or whatever, you know, if you're not independently wealthy or whatever, it's hard enough. If you're creative, sometimes you're not feeling so creative, but, you know, sometimes you just need to take the time for yourself. And people don't realize, a lot of times, by the time we get that free time, we just veg out and we don't do anything with ourselves. So we're not really growing. We're not really learning anything new. We're not meeting any new people. We're not bouncing off ideas off of them. Remember, they say that, you know, you are your circle. So, you know, if you're not growing, if you're not experiencing, you know, growth in knowledge or wealth or friendships, you know, it's because, you know, of the circle that you're keeping. It's necessary for you to find and meet new people, relax with new people, learn new things, and enjoy, you know, different adventures. So that, again, it's very important for you to do that. You've got to get out and do that. You got to get away, you know, find something you're passionate about. You might not even know that you enjoyed a certain thing. You might not even know that, you know, until you do it. You got to do something different. I learned so many new fun things with my sister, just traveling around with my sister. And you would think that, you know, yeah, traveling is so expensive, but there's so many places here in the United States just to get away, you know, too, that you can just go to places and enjoy them. I mean, I never thought that I would enjoy. There's a place called Blanco, right up headed up west in West Texas, headed up towards Austin, right? It's on the other side of Austin before you get to Austin, Blanco, right? And there's a river over there called the Blanco River, right? I never thought that I would enjoy just going out on an inner tube, you know, with my sister, you know, or a float, and really just enjoying doing nothing. We're just laying there on the float, you know, floating on the river or whatever, and just, you know, chatting or not, you know what I mean? Getting some sun or whatever, and just chilling out, You know what I mean? Enjoying ourselves. But I'm spending time with her. We're talking about things, or we're seeing things that are going on. But I'm in a different place. I'm in a different element. I'm in nature. I'm doing something different, right? Okay. And so Brea says, I told my boyfriend we're going to start learning new words from the dictionary to expand our vocabulary. Yep. Anything, you know. We used to do a word a day in my house. You know, every morning I used to do. Every morning, it's so funny because, you know, like I say, I'm a creature of habits. When I would be getting ready for work or whatever, I always listen to music. It's just what I do. It's how I wake up. It's like my coffee in the morning. First thing is music. So, you know, we always had requests in my house. Well, today I want to hear, or today I want to hear. So, you know, I always exposed, you know, my roommates at the time or my family members to different artists. It's necessary. You can't stay, if you love music, and you really do, you can't stay stuck on one genre. You have to know all kind of music. I mean, how can you say that you love music if you don't, and not even, that's right, Spring Branch for Life, and not even just music. You know, there's all kind of other things, you know, for you to learn. You know, read a book. If you're not necessarily a person that can stay focused on the reading, listen to audiobooks. You know what I mean? Have someone read to you. Tune in to someone who's reading live. You know what I mean? Whatever you enjoy doing, you got to find a way to do it. And, you know, again, you have to make that time for yourself. Self-time is time for yourself. It's so important. Making the most of it. Don't just sit there and do nothing. Expand your mind. Learn new things. Meet new people. Meet people that bring a different perspective to your life. Meet people who challenge you. Make friends with that. You know, make a time to go and do things. Yes, audiobooks and meditation. You know, Kiki, hey, girlfriend. Yes, you know that I love audiobooks. As a matter of fact, you know, I'm doing my, you know, reading or whatever for the audiobooks, right? And I really want to, on YouTube, start doing, or even on live, start doing like a nightly, you know, like a story time, right? It would be kind of cool to do that, you know, if I can get the audience for that, to do a story time. You know, we can just kind of read, we can read a book, or we can do a story or whatever, some original pieces or whatever. If you have something, I can read it, you know what I mean? Or whatever. And then we can kind of like a book club, but kind of online, where you just tune in and listen and watch. And you just comment about what you think, right? It's kind of cool, right? And then you just enjoy it, because some people relax us. Some people's voices relax us. Some people inspire us just watching or listening. We learn so much from different, you know, different types of artistry or whatever. Call me for my bedtime story after the show. I've been thinking about it. I promised you that I would, my dear, but tonight I am exhausted, but I'm getting it together. I really am thinking about moving the show, moving Fancy Let's Talk About It from Wednesday to Tuesday. So that we could have our church date. I've been thinking about that a lot. I really am thinking about that. So I'm thinking about that. But again, you know, I'm going to go back over them real quick, just very briefly for you guys. 5 ways to make the most of your time, free time. You know, get away, try to avoid a staycation if possible. Get out, go somewhere. You know, it doesn't have to be an expensive trip. Go with other people, you know, go camping. If you're not a person who normally goes camping, do different things, right? Okay, do different things, right? Renew your obsession, whatever it is that you're very passionate about. Get back out there and do those things, whether it's some form of art or reading or writing or journaling or whatever it is that you enjoy doing, you know? Do those things. Do whatever you're passionate about, you know, because it's important for you to do those things. It helps you relax and rejuvenate, right? Okay? Relax yourself with something repetitious. Make sure that you carve out this specific day. Mine have always been Sundays. I really did not like to have to work on Sundays. I committed myself, you know, for the Texans seasons, you know, to work on Sundays for those games, because it was just a short season, you know what I mean, for Sundays. But typically Sundays are my day that I do what I need to do to rejuvenate and refresh myself and get ready for the next week or whatever I have coming up, right? Okay. All right. And so then, of course, I think the most important thing really is not forgetting to have fun. Don't forget the fun. Whatever you're doing, make sure that you're getting, it's fun, that you're getting the fun. You're invoking the fun. You're calling in the fun. You're adding it, that you're keeping it fun and fresh. Enjoy yourself. What's the point? If you're not having fun, then it's just like everything else is something that you just got to do, right? Okay. And the last thing I was giving you as far as a piece of advice for that is daily self-care, making sure that you're incorporating it into your life every day, whether that's prayer, daily prayer, meditation, taking time to reflect on your day with phone on airplane mode or off. Just laying there thinking, close your eyes and just think about, run back through your day, run back through the encounters that you had with people, good, bad, indifferent, whatever it was. Think about ways to make the next day better, whatever, right? Journal, exercise, do whatever it is. Make sure that you do take the opportunity and the time to do self-care. So that's important. So if y'all have anything that y'all want to add, if you don't want to say it here, you can always comment now or after the video is over. You can always share the video if you enjoyed it. You can just DM me or Instagram, DM me or or message me on Facebook or Instagram and give me your comments. Give me your topics for next week. People are always looking for ways, to relax and enjoy themselves, and I say that there's absolutely nothing wrong with what you said. Roderick said, that he likes to write. He enjoys writing. Okay. And Brea said that her and her boyfriend were going to start picking up words out of the dictionary to expand their vocabulary. Do something that enriches your life, enriches your mind. I said, make new friends. Go do things. Enjoy time with people. Hang out with people who are different than you. Expand your knowledge base. Do something different than you never considered doing before. Adopt a new hobby. Do all kind of things. There's all kind of ways that you can do that. There's all kinds of ways that you can make the most of your life. Not only your life, not only your free time, but your life in general. Because when we look back at it, when it's all said and done and we have limitations that we once never had, we don't want to have regrets and think, oh, well, I should have back then. But now, I walk slower. Now I talk slower. And God forbid that there's any type of health issues that prevent you, because people get confined to home. And I don't, wish that on anybody. But the truth is that a lot of times, we keep on pressing forward, and before we know it, when we're younger, we're 30, 40, 50 years old, and all we've done is take care of other people, and take care of things that had to be taken care of, and we didn't really take the opportunity or the time to do the things for ourselves that were necessary, so that when we do look back, we did actually enjoy our life, right? We actually did enjoy it. We want to have that be a joyous memory that we have, right? That's what we do. That's okay. That's all right, lady. Welcome, welcome. But I'm to the point now that I'm about to wrap up, but I just kind of, appreciate you guys watching, of course, like always. And, just come in and watch the show even after. Share it on your timeline. Comment for me. Send me your topic request for next week. Let me know what you thought about the show. Let me know of some other ideas or whatever. It's happening to you. Yeah, it does happen. If you don't take the time if you don't carve out this time for yourself, number one, if you don't, make the most of the time that you do have, of the free time that you do have, because we always have obligations. We always have to be somewhere. We always have to be doing something for someone or ourselves. And like I said, if you're not independently wealthy, or you're not in a position to where you get to really call all the shots, it's not complete ownership, and 46 is young, by the way. But you don't want to be in a situation to where, that you always having to answer to someone or something, or, you're a slave to your money, right? Because life is about more than the money and more than the obligation, right? Because when you're gone, you can't take it with you. Somebody's going to keep it, or you're going to give it away, whatever. But, in those times later, when really all you have are the memories that you've made, you want to make sure that you have good ones. I know it sounds like cliche, or it sounds like a Hallmark card, but the truth is, it is what it is. You need to take this time to do what you can. Don't just use your first 30 or 40 years of your life taking care of everyone else and never taking care of yourself, never learning anything new, never traveling, never going anywhere. There are all kind of ways that you can do that. You can afford it. You can afford it. I want you to think about those $10 or $20 meals that you go out and spend money on every day. Take half of that money and put that money up and take that for a mini vacation or a vacation. You know, do something for yourself. Do something that challenges your mind. Do something different. Adopt a new recreation. Adopt a new hobby. Challenge yourself to do something different. Learn something new. Do something you really enjoy. Make sure, like I said, that you do something that you are passionate about. Renew whatever that obsession is or that passion is. And Latanya Marie says, right, right. And so here on Instagram it says, I have my own business since 12 years ago, and I agree with you 100%, right? And I've always had a side hustle always, because that's just part of who I am. But I have completely been on my own for about 2.5 years now, and as challenging as it has been, I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't give that up. It's hard for me to fathom or to consider or think about, even though I will do what I have to do, having to return to that smug workforce or that stiff collared 9 to 5 attitude where people are being disrespectful. I've just completely turned off from that. So as long as I can do what I need to do, to take care of what I need to take care of, and set myself up for what I need to do, and the future, what I'm saying, of whatever those are necessary for me to do to take care of things. Welcome on Facebook. Then that's what I'll be doing. Otherwise, I have zero desire to return to, the workforce, like in that capacity, right? If I can't do it on my own, I've proven to myself that I can do it, and it's hard to even consider going backwards. I don't want to, right? I will do what I have to do, of course, because you can't just lay down and die. But I understand exactly what you're saying. So remember to take that time out for yourself. So hopefully, if you're just tuning in, you can go back and you can watch and make comments, of course. If you liked it, please share it on your timeline. Also, you're very welcome. Of course, that's what we're here for. Again, a lot of people, really don't know. And a lot of times, it's not things that you would consider until you actually hear it from someone else, right? Okay, and the Latanya Marie says, I cannot work at 9 to 5. It's just way too limited. I agree. Having to be there, having to deal with people's crap, their attitude problem, being disrespectful or whatever. I used to be a PA, like a personal assistant, an administrative assistant. I can't deal with your personality flaws today, your attitude, that's not my problem. You know what I mean? I'm tired. You're not going to talk to me like a dog, or you're going to talk to me like you're a kid. I just completely turned off from it, girl. I can't do it, y'all. I can't do it. I can't just sit and be disrespected. I'm already a creative as it is. I already have a strong mind as it is. And, and my mouth, although I can be very respectful when I do it, but I'm going to snap back. If you start with me and you're being disrespectful, I'm going to let you know that that's not the move, and you picked the wrong one. That's not what we're doing here. That's not the move. It's not what we're doing. And you can have it. You can take this money, because I am not interested in making the money if I have to be disrespected to get it. So that's okay. I'm not going to be disrespected to get what I need to do. Once I realized that I didn't have to, think about, I was so worried that whole thing. I was so worried about everything, but everything falls into place. This is the thing. This is the beauty of being self-employed, if you can, you know what I mean? But everything falls into place. I was worried about those, that money, every 2 weeks, I knew exactly what it was going to be. I knew, this and that, and I didn't have to worry about a contract. I didn't have to worry about a customer. I didn't have to worry about, voice work, or I didn't have to worry about, a video shoot. I didn't have to worry about a modeling gig, something that was paid. I didn't have to worry about hustling for those things. You know what I mean? I didn't have to worry about it, but I'm going to tell you that the worry that the minute worry that I have now is nothing compared to the amount of stress I used to have. Ms. Banks, welcome. When I was in a corporate environment or a municipal environment, like city government, or county government, it's difficult. It's very difficult to be in that situation. And like I said before, on one of our shows, they, on an interview or whatever, I was asked, there was 2 people in the room, a director and a manager, and they were like, well, what would you say, is one of the stronger, your stronger points. And I was like, well, I have a great work-life balance. And they busted out laughing, cracking up. They thought, what's the work-life balance? And I'm like, you have to have a balance. If you don't have a balance, you're going to just work all the time. And even I got sucked in a little bit with them, but I knew when to put it down and go home. We had a serious project, of course, but you can't let that you know, I'm looking at all the people around me, they're leaving. You know, I'm not going to stay here till 11 o'clock at night just to get this done. You know what? You can set, you know, the cutoff and take advantage and take it from there. You know what? Because if you give it, they're going to take it. And it's very difficult if you don't know how, you know, so you have to stop that, you know. And I said work-life balance. A good work-life balance is absolutely essential, whether you're married or not, or you have children or not, whether you're single or whatever, you have nothing, you know, pressing on you. Still, it's important to have that. So hopefully you can go back and you can watch the video. You can make comments. Let me know what you think. And also go ahead and DM me or inbox me for the next week's topic. We'll be back on next Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard right here on Facebook Live and Instagram. And we'll be here. Let me know what you thought about it. Share it if you liked it. And I will see you guys next week. If not, I enjoyed you. And as always, I appreciate you guys for tuning in and for commenting and for participating. Again, go back and watch it. If you liked it again, share it on your timeline. And I will see you guys next week, 9 p.m. Central Standard on Facebook and Instagram. Y'all be good. Remember, there's always a little time to be fancy, and that's me. Bye. See y'all next week.